Hello everyone, it's time for another draft video. We're still doing some Ixalan, and this is a pretty easy pick. First of all, Huatli Warrior Poet's ridiculously good. Second of all, foil mythics are worth a lot of tickets on Magic Online, so I would take it even if it wasn't an amazing one. But if this weren't here, if this amazing mythic wasn't there, I mean, I probably would take Verdant Sun's Avatar. This is a pretty weak pack. It has lots of, like, you know, yeah, Shrug, I'll play that, like Deadeye Tormentor, Fathom Fleet Firebrand, Frenzied Raptor, Whiptail. They're all cards that are playable, but they're not anything special. We're going to take Huatli and try as hard as we can to play her, I think. Because she's stupid strong. I haven't actually had the chance to play with her, and I haven't had to play against her, but clearly she's ridiculous. One of the best things you can start a pack with. Why are you not letting me? Well, and then we get this pack. Another one that's really not that good. What we've got in it in red and white is nothing special. I mean, Rummaging Goblin's not really playable in this format, and Pterodon Knight is fine, but nothing exciting. It does work well with Huatli. In fact, it's dressed similarly to Huatli, so maybe they're buddies. But Depths of Desire is fine. Sleek Schooner's fine. I mean, Old Growth Triads is bad. This is a sideboard card. This is just a bad pack. I think I'm just going to take the white card because of Huatli. Because the upside of taking Depths of Desire over it really isn't much. And that's probably what the best card in this pack is, but not by a wide enough margin. Okay, well, the world may not want us to play Huatli, huh? We can definitely splash her, obviously, especially in a pirate deck. What is the best card in this pack? Probably just Skullduggery. It's a strong card. The red cards here aren't very good, and there's not a white card here. So I'm leaning towards Skullduggery. You do have to end up in an aggro deck to actually play it, but most decks in this format are, and it's a great combat trick, easily 2-for-1s. Wild Growth Walker is okay. Deeproot Warrior is okay. But I think Skullduggery's better. Okay. Well, here's some red and white cards. Bishop Soldier's nice. Wily Goblin is okay. Would certainly help us splash if we ended up not being red-white. This isn't that great. I think Bishop Soldier is just the best card in this pack, and we're going to go ahead and take it. Works well in the... this works well in the Pirate deck or in the Vampire deck. Okay, we've got Legion's Judgment, which is like a medium removal spell. Boneyard Parley is really, really strong if you get to cast it. You're just not always going to get to do that. Getting to 7 mana is not a foregone conclusion in this format. The Diviner's fine. Brazen Buccaneers is fine. But I think I'm going to take the removal. Direfleet Hoarder, also fine. But yeah, I'm going to take the Legion's Judgment. I usually only play one in the end, but I'll take one now. Cutting white isn't the worst idea. Okay. Well, there's a Fiery Cannonade, and right now we're not really a pirate deck, but that could push us that way. Fire Cannon Blast is probably just better, though. Yeah, it is. I mean, this is good in certain decks and good against certain decks, and this is just good in every deck. Obviously, if we were pirates, we'd want that too, but we're going to take the Fire Cannon Blast. Seeing it as late as we did is sort of interesting. Well, here's another Bishop Soldier. I am all over that. I'd rather have it than Direfleet Hoarder. Okay, Queen's Bay Soldier. It's just like a unexciting 2-drop. Nothing really here for us. We do have the 1 black card, so we could take the Cutthroat, which is a fine card, but certainly not exciting. Sailor of Means might be what I take here. I think it is. Okay. Think about Queen's Agent. Certainly nothing special, but which is true of all these cards, really. I don't really like Prying Blade. I've seen some people post in the comments sometimes that I should be taking them, and frankly, I just think you're wrong if you think that. Both Cobbled Wings and Prying Blade are bad. I mean, I could be wrong. You know, there's never always like 100% correct, 100% incorrect in Limited, because nobody has enough knowledge to know exactly what's right and exactly what's wrong. But having played this format a lot, and a lot of limited formats, equipment like those two just aren't very good. So do we take a Rummaging Goblin now? I guess we do. Makeshift Munitions, Chalice, Sentinel, meh. Just meh to all of this. I'm going to take the Ceratops, I guess. Could end up in Dinosaurs. Okay, I'll take a Wily Goblin. Getting it, you know, it's not a great card, but it is, if we end up in a red-white deck, it can help us splash, and it helps us play Whatley a turn earlier. So far, we don't actually have any dinosaurs other than the ones that Whatley makes, but it looks like red-white's open enough to me. I'm kind of hoping I don't play this, though. The late Fire Cannon Blast was a good indicator. If we end up black-white vampires, which is possible, we sort of have the possible beginnings of that deck, we definitely would want to get some treasure going. All right, well, this is a playable card. We want some treasure so we can splash Whatley. There's no way you want to walk away from this draft without playing Whatley, I don't think. Could be wrong, but... Okay. Well, we again sort of have medium cards in our actual colors, which are only these three cards. Entrancing Melody is very strong. We do have a Sailor of Means as well. Deshaun's Wayfinder is nice. I mean, this is a playable card, and I could just take it and keep trying to push towards a red-white deck. Or I could take Entrancing Melody, which is probably, it is the best card in this pack, and think about switching into a either blue-red or blue-white deck where I play Treasure and can splash Whatley. I think I am going to take the Melody. It's just too strong to pass. We'll see what happens. There's another Fiery Cannonade, which is pretty bad in our deck. Very good black card. Some decent white cards. But nothing exciting. This is probably the best card in the pack. We do have two other black cards. And I think that's what I'm leaning towards. Just taking Contract Killing. I know we're sort of waffling here, but no matter what, we're going to play one of Whatley's colors, and we'll be able to splash her at worst. So I'm going to take the Killing. It's just, it's very strong. So, okay, well, there's a Sky Terror, which is in our colors and is really good. Dowsing Dagger's not bad either, but I think I'm just going to take Sky Terror and see if we can keep trying to push red-white aggro here. You know, we do have a Nest Robber here still, and Slash of Talons, which are both good in this deck. Okay, well, Headstrong Brute and Fathom Fleet Firebrand are both pretty good. There's a land. We don't have a ton in the way of pirates at this point. We only have one, and we may not play it. I think I'm just going to take the good 2-drop here. That is a pretty late Merfolk Branchwalker. Ooh, got to take Territorial Hammerskull here. It's a great card for the aggro deck. I wouldn't mind the Armasaur or the Tilonali's Knights, but Hammerskull's better than both of them. And if I could get either of those, I'd be pretty happy, but... we take the Hammerskull. Also, a dinosaur. Okay, so here's a Kinjali's Collar. Do we have enough going on to actually... I don't think we really do. And we might, and that might just be the pick here because there's nothing else. I mean, I guess Dust Legion Dreadnought's okay. There's a decent chance it gets cut. There's also a decent chance Kinjali's Collar gets cut. But I think Kinjali's Collar has a greater chance of reaching the upside we're looking for than the Dreadnought does. Okay, Frenzied Raptor, Raptor Companion. We're doing well on 2-drops. I can probably get away with taking the Frenzied Raptor instead. It's very good with like the Hammerskull, just making things unable to block and hitting them even harder. It's good with combat tricks too, which are things we should be on the lookout for. Okay, we will take the Skyblade of the Legion that came all the way back, I can tell you that. And we'll take another one that came all the way back. We don't want these high drops. Our deck's going to be an aggro deck. Whatley's going to be the only thing that costs 5 in the whole deck. All right, now things are coming together for us. I think we take Slash of Talons. I think that's just going to be better for us than Queen's Commission or Fire Shrine Keeper. It's a nice little removal spell. I mean, it's nothing special, but playing one in most decks is somewhere I end up. I guess I'll take a Cannonade for my sideboard, but it's very good against us, which means we probably don't want to play it. I'll take another Legion's Judgment for the sideboard too. You really only want to mainboard one, but having a second in the sideboard is not a bad thing. So I'm happy to pick it up late. So Wily Goblin's the only thing that can splash for us, and we're probably not even going to run him in the end because we'd rather have these 2-drops who can actually like do some work, have good stats. He has horrendous stats for what he costs. That's because he's sort of a mana. He's a temporary mana dork, I guess you could say. Well, I guess Merfolk's open, huh? A Jade Guardian, 14th pick. Yeah, we'll stick this over there, and we got to find 6 or 7 cards in this last pack. We can definitely end up running... There's a good chance we end up running like the Collar if we pick up a few more dinos. It's definitely not ideal, and but we could. What is the deal with the packs we open? Other than Whatley, I mean, I can't complain. That one was ridiculous. But we've been getting a lot of packs that are just like, have nothing we want, really. And this is one of those. I mean, Air Elemental is great. Wanted Scoundrels is good. Run Aground's good. I think we're just going to take Paladin and the Bloodstained. We could think about Swashbuckling. This is a format where auras are actually solid. And maybe that is just where I go here over Paladin. Yeah, I think that is where I'm going to go. We're just going to take the aura. I normally hate auras, as you probably know if you've watched my content a lot. But in this format, because the removal's so mediocre, the auras are actually pretty good. Come on, Magic Online. Magic Online just froze on me, of course. Of course it did. This is not good news. See what happens at the end of this pick. The good news is, if it is all screwed up on this pick, then we're in okay shape. Yeah, it's letting me... I don't know why it froze. It's definitely Magic Online. So it gave me Sword Point Diplomacy in the end there. That is not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Okay, so Duskborn Skymarcher. We have a few vampires, and it's a nice little 1-drop. There's also a Raptor Companion and another Frenzied Raptor. How many vampires do we have? I mean, I'm glad, you know, that sucked that happened, but we gave up an aura, which would have been good in our deck, but it's not the end of the world. So we have 4 vampires already. So Skymarcher would be doing things. I think I'm going to take it in our red-white vampire dinosaur deck. So I'm glad that happened without issue. Now the art is all delayed as hell, though. It's not looking good. Unfriendly Fire is a 5-drop I don't mind having because it can let you finish your opponent off. We definitely want creatures and tricks. We've got decent removal already. Should I just take Paladin of the Bloodstained? Because we really need to push creatures here. Normally I would take Unfriendly Fire, but the fact that we only have 11 creatures right now... screw it, I'm taking Unfriendly Fire. Okay, awesome. Adento Vanguard's a great 2-drop. Sure Strike's a good trick, but this is an excellent 2-drop. Maybe the best one in the format. Also another Vampire for our weird Vampire synergy in our red-white deck. Okay, now we can take Swashbuckling, and maybe Magic Online won't freeze on me this time. Looks good. Ooh, Emissary of Sunrise is nice. I think we take that over the next Unfriendly Fire. Another Kinjali's Collar. Also Tilinali's Knight, which I think is in our deck just going to be better than Fathom Fleet Firebrand. We have enough dinosaurs that it's going to attack us at 3/3 a decent percentage of the time. Okay. So I said maybe the only 5-drop I want is Whatley, and then I picked up Unfriendly Fire, and now I'm also considering Shining Aerosaur. It's either the Aerosaur or Pterodon Knight. I think we need more creatures before we want another Swashbuckling. I think I'm going to I'll take the Knight. I like the Aerosaur, but I'd rather keep my curve a little lower. Of course, now we get another 4-drop, which is really the only thing for us here, so that's what we'll take. Okay, so which dino do we want? Raptor or Raptor? Which Raptor do we want, I guess? In the end, we actually didn't end up with very many tricks. We passed a few to take like high quality cards, which I think is fine. I guess another 3 won't hurt. We are pretty loaded on 2s, so another 3 is fine. Yeah, probably not playing a second one of you. I mean, ideally, I wouldn't play this Buccaneers, but I think we kind of have to. Our other options are even less interesting. We do have that Kinjali's Collar, but I don't... Our deck seems too aggressive for that. A Fire Shrine Keeper could make the cut, and we could be a 14-land deck. I wouldn't hate that. 14-land deck. 16-land deck. 14 lands would be a little too scary, I think. I never meant 14. That's my point. Okay, so we do have, you know, I think in the end, red and white were not the most open color pair, but it was open enough, and we had Huatley, and that's enough of a reason to stay in it. And we got some great cards. Like the ceiling of our cards is great, but like Brazen Buccaneers, like one of these Pterodon Knights, I wish I could cut them for something else. Fire Shrine Keeper, and I still might cut the Keeper. We're not going to get to 8 mana in this deck. I mean, we might, but it'd be a miracle. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, doesn't matter for Kinjali's Collar. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough dinosaurs to make it worth our while to play the Collar, which is also why I wouldn't mind cutting 2 Pterodon Knights. This is a dinosaur, but essentially anyway, but it doesn't matter for Kinjali's Collar. It's not going to decrease the cost of that. Would I rather have Wily Goblin? I don't think so. I mean, this just has better stats. It's definitely not exciting. I wish I had something else, but we don't, and I think this is just what our deck is. It's definitely better than running Rummaging Goblin or another one of these. I like our deck for the most part. A couple tricks, maybe. Like, in the end, I was worried I wasn't going to have enough creatures. But in retrospect, like, if I could cut Fire Shrine Keeper and 1 Pterodon Knight, or a Brazen Buccaneers for 2 really good tricks, Vampire Zeal, which we passed, and Sure Strike, which we passed, I'd probably do that in retrospect. But I was definitely worried. You don't want to end up a red-white deck that does not have enough creatures, because your deck's just going to be terrible. And I probably got a little too worried about that. But our deck's fine. It's not where exactly I want it. Hopefully you just play Huatley every game, right? I mean, we can also just aggro people out pretty hard. 8 and 8 is probably about right. Are we exactly split? No, well, sort of. These are both red and white. And we have 1 double red. So I think 8 and 8 is right. Yeah. 16 lands is probably good. And we have a couple Explorers, which helps you hit lands a little better than you would otherwise, because you're, you know, basically shifting through your deck a little bit. All right, well, this will be our deck. I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, everyone, it's the first match of an Ixalan Draft, and we would like to play first, and we are going to mulligan that hand. All right, this one is better. We have Huatley, which is cool. A little bit of removal, a couple 2-drops. I am happy with those things. I think I'm actually going to put this Plains on the bottom. We're going to draw another land by the time we need it, and I'd rather just draw like more action early. So I think that is my plan. Well, that's not action, but we will play Bishop Soldier. And into our turn. That's obnoxious. Poor Bishop Soldier can't attack through that. He can with the help of Duskborn Sky Marcher. I think because I have the mana, though, I'm just going to play Skyblade of Legion. If I can use Slash of Talons and play Duskborn Sky Marcher in a turn, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's kind of the the nightmare scenario when someone plays Desperate Castaways. So if he attacks there, which he does, thanks to Lifelink, that's a race that we can do okay in. Now we have a Vanguard. Okay, so we're going to attack with both, and then I'm going to play the Vanguard. But yeah, not hitting another land's not so good. You know, sometimes the percentages say, yeah, of course I'll hit another land. And, you know, we have 14 left in our 31 card deck, so we will. Especially a mountain would be good. Getting both of our 5-drops is probably not ideal, but what are you going to do? All right, so we will take 4 to the face. All right, wanted scoundrels. Hey, there's a land. This time, so I could use Slash of Talons to help me kill this, get me more mana, which will allow me to play Huatli next turn, which is probably worth it. That's assuming my opponent blocks. Yeah, let's try to make that happen. I'm going to attack with both of these. Do I also attack with Bishop Soldier? I don't think so, because I can kill him blocking too with Duskborn, with Slash of Talons. This way, he doesn't have any good blocks for the Vanguard, so. All right, he's just going to take it. And I will play Sky Marcher. With my weird vampire deck. My opponent's like, red, white, vampires. We do have a lot of them. This hand was inordinately vampire-y, though. God, that sucks. Okay. Well, we can't stop that very effectively. Yeah. If we just take 10. So what we need is 2 more lands to be able to kill it. Do I block? I'm going to go with, no, let's just take it. Feels good. Okay, we're getting a little closer. Gaining life is probably not a bad idea. Yeah. So let's attack with both of these. Leave 2 flyers back so I can block. All right, they're going to trade. I'm fine with that. Could use the Slash, of course, but not worth it, I don't think. We go up to 6. We have 2 flyers to help us block. We need to hold on to 1 and draw a land so we can cast Unfriendly Fire. Yeah, that's not going to do. Huatli won't do a whole lot right this second. Not until we kill this thing, anyway. All right. Well, I think we'd rather they do that than kill one of our flyers. But so, Vanquish the Weak is pretty good against our deck. All right. Yeah, I think we're like basically still dead. We'll block, and we'll go to 2, hopefully. Yeah, dealing with wanted scoundrels, desperate castaways, equipped and with auras and stuff is not an easy thing. Okay, Dark Nourishment. We were also stuck on 2 lands for an eternity. If we hadn't been, obviously that game would have gone a little different. Sideboard-wise, we do not have much to offer. I don't think we want a second Legion's Judgment. I guess it can kill any creature that gets all pumped up, which is what killed us in that game, but My opponent's not going to be doing that with every one of his creatures, right? I don't think they will be, no. I think we're good. I think we are good. What I wish I had was a green deck with Slice and Twain. After you see both Pirates, Cutlass, and One with the Wind, that's really what you want. Okay, this is a keep. We're kind of reliant on drawing a third land again, but I believe in us. We can also just go the Swashbuckling route. Swashbuckling on Skyblade of the Legion isn't too bad. Just try to go all in there. For now, I think I'm actually just going to play the Soldier, though, and then Emissary of Sunrise. That nonsense. Okay. Question is whether my opponent can just pump it up again and just, like, wreck our lives. Let's play... I'm going to play the Emissary here. If we can get it to be a 3/2, and we do, and we're going to leave Territorial Hammerskull on top of our library, it can block that thing pretty effectively, assuming my opponent doesn't play a Pirate's Cutlass or something else on it. And even if they do, we can put Swashbuckling on this. So we'll see. Could just have Vanquish the Weak for it, too. Or Water Trap Weaver. That does the same thing, more or less. Okay. Okay. So Swashbuckling here isn't too bad. I think that's just what I'm going to do. Life gain on a huge creature. Lifelink, that is, seems pretty good. Lets us attack. And then we can also play Skyblade of the Legion. Alright, we go up to 20. And we will play Skyblade of the Legion. We really want Unfriendly Fire mana, but it's whatever. I guess First Strike on Swashbuckling on First Strike would also be pretty good. I'm hoping my opponent's hesitant about attacking. That's good news for us if they are. Good. That wasn't something we could ever accomplish in the last game. They were always just like, yeah. Bash, bash, bash. Okay. We have Unfriendly Fire now, which is good. I definitely attack with my Flyer. Do I play my Hammerskull or do I leave mana up for Unfriendly Fire so that I can kill that stupid Wanted Scoundrels in response to nonsense? I think I leave Unfriendly Fire up and just plan on using it on one of these things on my turn. My opponent knows I have the Hammerskull, so it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do, knowing that. Because he knows, you know, why didn't he play his Hammerskull? He doesn't know what the other card is, but... Okay. Ooh, Vance's blasting cannons. That's kind of gross. But I think we fire off Unfriendly Fire on this thing at the end of our opponent's turn. See if he has a way of saving it. He could. But if we do this, our attacks are much better. He could have dive down or whatever. Nope. And we get some treasure. Ooh, that is a very good draw right after you kill a freaking problem creature like we did. Okay, so our life linker is going to attack. And so is our flyer. Then we go up to 24. We play Watley. We make a dinosaur. Yeah, and we end our turn. Oh, hit a land, hit a land. We want this to hit a land every time. They did. Good. It still gives them some value because they can't play the land, but it sort of gets a land out of the way. Chances are they didn't want a land, but it's definitely better when they don't draw a real card off of Vance's blasting cannons. So I am happy with that. Oh, bye-bye, Watley. But if my opponent's that aggressive, and they are, Skymarch Bloodletter, okay. Ooh, Slash of Talons is strong here. So my opponent has to do a double block to kill these things. All right, so we're going to attack, attack, attack. No reason to attack with that. So we shall not. All right, so they're just going to take 7. I could decide to use Slash of Talons here, but it doesn't really seem worth it. And then we're going to play this Hammer Skull our opponent's known we've had for a long time, which definitely creates issues for our opponent. Hit another land. Damn, they hit a Blight Keeper, which isn't the scariest thing, but it is another blocker. We're trying to push damage through here. Good news is they can't flip it right now. All right, we got there that time. We did it. We saw a little more of our opponent's deck. He does like making his creatures big, but if he doesn't have the Cutlass or One with the Wind, we're not going to have a target for Legion's Judgment, basically. Or Wanted Scoundrels. That's another way. That one we can always kill. I think we stick to 1 copy. We don't want Fiery Cannonade because it kills like all of our creatures too. So, yeah. Question is, would I rather have another Paladin than a Pterodon Knight in this matchup? A little bit of life gain, a little bit of going wide. I don't think so. That's you know, an interesting decision, which it's better to have in this deck, because neither of them's like great in this deck. Okay. We got to mulligan that. Even on the draw, if we hit a Plains, this hand's ridiculous because we go 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, but it's not, you know, it's not a guarantee, right? This one's okay. We don't have any of our early drops, but we do have 3 lands, and there's a 2 drop. That makes it a lot better. We are happy to have a 2 drop. Okay. So, yeah, we'll be playing our 2 drop. Obviously enough. Yeah, Daring Saboteur is kind of annoying. Letting the opponent draw cards. We definitely just trade if our opponent attacks without making the thing unblockable. Because we do not want our opponent to be looting over and over again. And it's a 2 drop for a 2 drop. And we gain 2 life. So it's a trade that's okay. It's a trade our opponent's not going to let us make, though. We'll play our Emissary next, since it can block this really well. So can the Hammer Skull, but the Emissary, you know, could draw us a card. It can do all kinds of stuff. So I'm happy about that. Discarded Vance's Blasting Cannons. They must not have the mana fixing. All right, so Emissary of Sunrise it is. He's a 3/2, and I will take a Tilonali's Knight, I think. Will I? Yeah. Yeah, I will. No dinosaurs right now, but 2 drop to 2 drop. Do they have another kill spell? No, but they have one with the win, and we can punish that, is the good news. Thanks to Legion's Judgment. They're going to get to loot one more time, but we're going to get a 2-for-1 here off of Legion's Judgment, and then attack. Just have to hope they don't have counter magic. We're going to attack first, see if we can draw anything at all out when we do. Nope. Just to see, you know, try to see if like they play a bounce spell. Then we feel better about doing this, but we're still doing it either way. So good. It happened. And we'll end our turn. No more looting for opponent. They did get a decent amount of card selection before we killed it. They looted twice, I think, which is not what I was wanting to happen. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to attack again. Opponent goes to 14, and now we're going to play the Hammer Skull. We could think about playing the Knight first, but playing the Hammer Skull is going to really make it so our opponent has to play off their back foot here, because they're just like, one of my blockers is useless now, you know, so. Okay, we're going to play this land just in case something crazy happens and we actually want to use Unfriendly Fire, but I don't think it will. We're just going to attack with both of these. Tap that guy down. Get in for 5. Okay, well, that's not something crazy. It's not something we can stop. Funnily enough, I guess we could use this to stop our opponent from gaining life, but that's hardly worth it. It's not worth it. So, opponent goes to 15. We're going to play a Tilanali's Knight. It will be a 3-3, and we'll end our turn. Desperate Castaways number 2. Okay, well, we're going to attack with both of these. Tap down 1 Desperate Castaways. And I'll probably use Slash of Talons to finish off the other. He's just going to take it anyway, which I'm cool with. All right. We're going to play land. Hold on to Unfriendly Fire. Water Trap Weaver. Yeah, that's a little bit obnoxious for us, certainly. So, do I use Unfriendly Fire to kill one of these? That lets me attack with this as a 3-3. Tries to double block. I use Slash of Talons on one and kill the other. That's sort of the ideal situation. I think that's what we go for. Okay. Let's go for it. Means we can't play Bishop Soldier this turn, but I think we'll be okay. All right, so we're going to go Slash of Talons and try to get a 2-for-1 here. Looks like that's going to work. Good news for us. Our opponent's board's empty. We still have 5 power worth of creatures. We can tap down the first blocker he plays. What we don't want them to draw is removal, especially because we're now just drawing every land. So we smash for 5. Yeah, these two together is one of the nastier combos in this set. Just does so much damage so quickly. Okay, so we have lethal here already, but I think I still play Bishop Soldier just to really make sure we've got it. Yeah, we got there. That Slash of Talons turn was a big turning point. So we won our first match. Hopefully, we can win a couple more. Although weirdly, it says the game has ended over here, but it hasn't popped up saying that I won. but we know that we did. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next match. All right, we're going to the second match of an Ixalan Draft, and this is a pretty good hand, I think. We're going to keep it. You know, we have 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, and 5-drop in an ideal world. Like, if I just drew 2 lands right now, I would be pretty okay with it because this is a pretty great curve out. We don't have a Hammer Skull anywhere. Oh, and our opponent has a freaking really early Legion's Landing, which isn't great for us either. Once that thing transforms, it's kind of a nightmare. All right. Do we play our Soldier first or our Pirate? Don't know. Opponent bashes me for 1. And they gain 1. So what do they need? Just 3 or more creatures attacking. That's too easy. That's way too easy. Well, there's our 4th land, so there's that. I think I'm gonna play the Soldier. But yeah, this is a scary. Seeing turn 1 Legion's Landing and then a 2-drop and now a 3-drop or another 2-drop even is kind of a problem. Yeah, well, we take that 3. We sure take that 3. Okay, Inspiring Cleric. So next turn they can attack with 3 creatures, and this will transform. So that's not good news. The good news, I guess, that's associated with all of that is that we can at least take down a couple creatures when he does it. Like, we can kill both of these. We can just block this, and we can trade with the Cleric, which I think is fine. But then he has an engine of 1/1 white vampire creature tokens. So it's not so good. And if they have a trick or something to back this all up, then it gets much less, you know, sort of okay for us. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. Yeah. Transforms immediately, gives them 4 mana, if that's what they want. And they can also make vampire tokens forever. All right, so block here and block here. Please don't have a trick. If you do, we're in trouble. Why'd you make that indestructible? That had to have been an accident, right? Oh. Okay. Not an accident. Just really gross. All right, well, we trade. We get rid of that at least. All right. Our Pterodon Knight will not have flying, at least not right away. Come on, man. Stop playing creatures. At least that one is 0 power, I guess. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and just play Pterodon Knight here. We can play Huatli next turn and make a dinosaur, and then this has flying. We gotta try to outgrind them, you know, and with freaking Adanto in play, that's not the easiest. Especially because we don't have anything big enough to just block and kill this right now. Wish we did. Gross. And it's a Shining Aerosaur. Ooh, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. So even playing Huatli here, while okay, isn't great. I mean, that's still what we got to do, I think, but it's not as good as it could be. Because we probably just let the Vanguard hit it and kill it. We probably try to trade with the Tishana's Wayfinder. That might just be what we have to do. Yeah, there's Aerosaur. I mean, I could theoretically just block this. Maybe that's worth it, just so I can go Dinosaur, Fathom Fleet, Firebrand. But this is going to kill it next turn, either way. So it's not exactly a good deal. I mean, I could use Watley's ability to try to kill this, but he would just make it indestructible. So, yeah, we're just going to let Watley die. Okay, Hammer Skull. Okay. I don't hate playing a bunch of cards here, but the fact our opponent has a flyer bearing down on us isn't great. I mean, we have one too, but it's not as big. I would attack, yeah, I was going to say, the Vanguard might as well attack too, because I think we just take it again. I mean, we do not want to be going down on board state here. Like, we just need to draw something to enhance our board state enough to win. If we block there just to block, we're dead, basically. I mean, we already don't have the best percentage of winning this game, and it looks like it's about to get worse. It did. Yeah, we're dead. All right, well, we lost our first game last time too, you know. So I don't think we have like Fiery Cannonade. No, thank you. Another Legion's Judgment. Don't think we want that. We might want another Paladin of the Bloodstained. I think here we do, because our opponent is going wide, and just having creatures who can block, I think, is more of them that can block and trade is more useful than a 3/3 flyer. That isn't always a 3/3 flyer. I would like to play first. And I would also like to mulligan. Good God. Oh, God. I think we mulligan again, unfortunately. Oh. You know, you hate it when you don't really get to play Magic, and that's what's going to happen here in our second match, I think. Because we can't keep this one either. Oh, my God. Is there even a point in playing? I mean, we will. But, wow. 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 That first hand was certainly the best, but it was also awful. So we just got to draw all lands and hope our opponent doesn't have a quick start at all. Even if we draw all lands with this hand, there's a very good chance we die. We have way fewer resources. Not a land. Enjoy, opponent. Put up a little bit of fight in game one, but don't think I'm going to this game. Hammer Skull. Awesome. Okay, land. An early Hammer Skull when you're like struggling with mana is not where you want to be. Bash for 2, yeah. So, you know, as soon as we actually play something, it won't be able to block. So that's not so good for us. Just in case you didn't know that. Mountain. Give me a mountain. All right. Well, this was a fun second game, huh? That's what we want to see. I mean, we do have 16 lands, but that's plenty in this deck. Like, we just had some horrendous luck there on mulligans. I believe our 6-carder, our 5-carder, and our 4-carder had 0 lands, right? That's how I remember it. Maybe it wasn't quite that bad. Oh my God. Yeah, we're dead. We're just dead. Well, that's never fun. It doesn't happen that often where every mulligan you mulligan is just like nothing. But we keep seeing Watley, but she has yet to be at her best. We've never drawn her when we were like ahead. We've drawn her behind, and she was fine for us in that game where we were behind because she gave us a dinosaur, and she made our opponent kill it, and that ended up being a big deal. It helped us win, but Other than that, she hasn't been impressive. We haven't been able to cast her either a lot of the time. So hopefully our third match doesn't involve as much mulliganing at least. And maybe it'll even involve a win. All right, everyone. We're going to the third match. We are 1-1. I think this hand's a keep. We're on the draw, so it definitely is. It's a good hand if we can... even just trying one land is great. If we draw two, we're in really good shape. Opponent is going to commune with dinosaurs. So they got a forest. They may have kept a one-lander. Sometimes you can do that with that card. Okay, Swashbuckling is nice. Frenzied Raptor. It's definitely worth considering in this format, just like slapping Swashbuckling on Skyblade of the Legion next turn. But because we drew Territorial Hammerskull, that's just probably what we do now. I think. But yeah, I mean, like, this format where auras are... it's an anomaly, you know, it doesn't happen very often. Auras are actually good. Putting Swashbuckling on stuff really isn't a bad call. All right, the opponent, their Branch Walker didn't get big there, but it worked out for them anyway because they got what they needed, which was a land. So our opponent's black-green. They must be the Explore deck. That will be interesting to see. I have played against one version of it that was, like, disgusting. So it is a thing. We're going to play Hammerskull now. So, like, Lurking Chupacabra and stuff like that, we don't want to see. I think we just take that. Too much can go wrong, and it's just 2 damage, and we still get to keep our Hammerskull. So, I don't really... There wasn't a great reason to block there. Deadeye Tormentor. What do I discard? Could be the Raptor, but he hits pretty hard. Not bad with Swashbuckling. Could be the Sky Marcher, but we do have a couple vampires. Could be Swashbuckling. Could be any of these, obviously. I think it's the Sky Marcher. Okay, that's pretty good. We're going to attack with both. So if we draw land, we're cool with that. And if we don't, we have a 3-2 and we get a little bit of card selection. So we will tap down Deadeye Tormentor. And it can also block both of these things pretty easily. All right, we get in for 3. Emissary of the Sunrise. We do draw land, which I'm okay with. So we have Fire Cannon Blast ready now if they do play one of the obnoxious payoffs for exploring. Also can play Paladin of the Bloodstain next turn. Could also just slap Swashbuckling on something, which... Something, especially once the game reaches the later stages, and, you know, my 1-3 isn't going to be able to end the game very rapidly. It's just like Swashbuckling. Done. Okay, well, that's pretty aggressive. You're just going to bash for 5 now? Looks like it. So I think we want to play the Paladin here, since the 1/1 token can just block this. See what they play here, though. Let us see what they play. Pounce. That's filthy. That is some effective use of cards, just in general. Yeah, so we're going to attack for 1 and then play the Paladin. That was gross. Skullduggery plus Pounce there was savage. A savage beating, if you will. Luckily, not the actual card savage beating. But yeah, we'll play our Paladin here. See what our opponent has. They're stuck on 3, and they're messing us up pretty well, unfortunately. Their deck is clearly pretty low curved. We'd do okay stuck on 3-2. Okay, now they've got 4. Obviously. So I definitely block the Branch Walker with the Vampire token and see what my opponent does. They may have Skullduggery, but I'm okay with that. All right. Guess they don't. I just hope this is something it is. I can kill it with Fire Cannon Blast. They draw a Swamp. That's interesting. Okay, so here I could play Sky Terror and slap Swashbuckling on it. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Mostly because our opponent in the colors they're in could really just kill it right away. Contract killing or whatever. If I were against an opponent who wasn't black, I'd be more willing to do it. So, what do we do instead? Do we just Fire Cannon Blast this? You know what? Screw it. Let's go all in here. Let's just try to kill our opponent rapidly. And we're going to attack with both of these. Should I also attack with this? What the hell? Let's do it. If he wants to trade his Interloper, let him trade his Interloper. And he does. So we get in for 5 in the air. So if our opponent has removal, we're in trouble. If they don't, there's a very good chance we win because this Sky Terror. So contract killing could be the exact thing my opponent's about to do to me. Since they have that 5th land. The good news is even if they do that, you know, it's whatever. It's just a Wanted Scoundrels. I'm not as concerned about that. Or that. Okay. Okay. So I could just use Fire Cannon Blast, and then I have the mana from, yeah. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to go Fire Cannon. Oh, I guess I should attack first, actually. So if we want to drop our opponent to 5 here, yeah, because then they're dead in the air next turn. So, yeah, we'll attack for 5. Feels so I have a hard time with this format in some sense because just slapping an aura on this is just so hard for me to do. It's just not something I'm used to doing, and so it's kind of hard to feel like that's the right thing to do, but it is in this format. I mean, there's just not a lot of ways to kill things, basically. So then we're gonna also play Frenzied Raptor. And end our turn. So our opponent's dead in the air. They have to have something here, theoretically. Yeah, we got there. It's being very slow when I win games. There we go. 2 2s, 4 3s. Come here, cat. You needy creature. She thinks I should be petting her if I'm at my desk here for some reason. I think I like the Paladin more here again. Although Flyers were strong there. But the Paladin did a lot of work too. I mean, the token traded for something and the Paladin traded for a real card too. We got a 2-for-1 with it in the end. And that was nice. Legion's Judgment doesn't seem any better here than... I mean, we don't want 2 of them. Yeah, let's cut 1 Pterodon Knight and put in another Paladin. And let's roll. All right, I need to use my hand now, okay? Is that okay with you? This is an okay hand. It's not a great one just because we have some pretty medium creatures in it, but we can curve out, sort of. We don't have a 3-drop, but we can go 1-drop, 2-drop, 2-drop, which isn't too bad. Opponent's having to mulligan hard, Reminds me of my last match. Hopefully we actually get to play some Magic, though. They only went to 5. It's not that bad. I think I went to 4 on the play, too, didn't I? That was ugly. Ugly. That Pterodon Knight's nice. Don't currently have a dinosaur, but, you know, they'll show up. A good old Fire Shrine Keeper. Easily the worst card in our deck, I think, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Swashbuckling wouldn't be too bad on him, you know? Okay, well, we drew Skyblade of the Legion. We got a lot of 2-drops running around here. I think I played the Soldier? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm sure our opponent has, like, Lurking Chupacabra and Wild Growth Walker, by the way. We just didn't see them last game. Those are both gross cards. So if my opponent can't do anything... no, it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, let's play Bishop Soldier here and end our turn. I was going to say, if my opponent can't do anything, I can hit them harder with the Firebrand, but I'm just going to want to play another creature. I'm not just going to be like, yeah, let's do this thing. Pump him. It wouldn't be worth it. So I'm going to attack with both. I'm fine with the trade, and yeah. One thing to keep in mind when your opponent mulligans is a trade is almost always going to be way better for you than your opponent, and thinking of it the same way when you're the one who mulligans, because they just have more cards than you, so it's kind of an issue. I'm actually going to play the Skyblade of the Legion here since it can just block. Then we play Pterodon Knight next turn, and then 2 2-drops. Interloping. It is a large interloper. And they revealed a Brazen Buccaneers. Really? Okay, well, I'm just going to play Pterodon Knight here. And end my turn. Let's get to 8 mana so we can just use Fire Shrine Keeper's ability. Well, here comes those Brazen Buccaneers, huh? Hopefully only as a 2/2. Ugh. I mean, I guess we probably trade for it with that. We know he's going to have Fathom Fleet Cutthroat, so that's good to know. I actually have some decent blocks, like in terms of double blocks. I could double block either one of these effectively right now. I think I'm going to block Gav Menace here and block him with a 2/2 and a 1/3, and he can only kill one of them, so I also get to gain some life. He could have Skullduggery, and that would suck, but let's see what happens here. Please don't use Skullduggery. Good. No Skullduggery. That is good news for us. So is that. Hello. We don't have a flyer anymore to protect her. So that's worth keeping in mind. I may not actually play her just yet. I may wait another turn. But for now, we're actually just going to attack with everything. If I play Huatli, I can actually give this flying. Because I'll have make a dinosaur token. Yep, I think that's what we do. Yeah. So we know our opponent has Fathom Fleet Interloper in their hand, the one that will kill our guy if we block something smaller. So there's a good chance he kills my Pterodon Knight using an effect like that. So, no, we're going to make the dinos still. And end our turn. We just let this hit it for 2, honestly, probably, if what our opponent decides to do is try to kill it with Fathom Fleet Interloper. He doesn't have the mana for it now. Oh, now he does. Just hit Watley. I get 2 dinosaurs out of the deal in the long run if that's what you decide to do. Yep. 5 mana for 3 dinosaurs is actually a pretty good deal. 2 dinosaurs, rather. Ooh. That is nice. We can actually keep her around a whole other turn now, probably. Okay, well, I think we attack with our dinosaur token. And Pterodon Knight, actually. Let's do this. Attack with both. We know exactly what's in our opponent's hand, so it's letting us play a little more confidently than we normally would be able to. We have Slash of Talons to just kill this now is why that's such a good draw, because that's his only creature that'll just like guarantee that he can kill my Watley. Alright, we get in for 3. We make a dinosaur. We play Skyblade of the Legion, who can also just block that, by the way. And we play Fathomfleet Firebrand. And we are in business, I feel like. Yeah, we're just going to Slash the Talons. That ought to do it, pretty much. Yep, it does. Our deck was awesome. I don't think there's really any arguing that. We only went 2-1 in the end, but our second match was just like, it was dumb, as you guys saw, so that happens. But it was a fun deck. Watley, in the end, ended up basically winning us a game after I sort of complained about her a little bit. But she did win us our last game there, I think. So 2-1 in the end. Go check out 5colorcombo.com and use my discount code NEEDZone5 for a 5% discount on all the items in their store.